And excluding some fees, Aberdeen Asset Management's Thai fund has returned almost 10% annually since its inception in 2004. And Adithep Vanabriksha joins us for more. He's the head of the Thai equities portfolio at Aberdeen, and he helps to manage more than $2 billion in assets. Adithep, as you said, welcome back from your holiday, your long holiday there in Thailand. Let me first get your reaction on what happened over the weekend. Still some political issues dogging the overall market. In fact, it's getting so bad, investors don't really want to touch it.
Sure. I guess obviously everyone was following the historic court decision which happened last Friday. I guess from our perspective, a lot of the bad political news has been priced in. Unfortunately, the court ruling on the assets probably will probably not alleviate any of these problems, certainly in the short term. And even worse, it could open up floodgates to more lawsuits and so on happening. But again, as I said, we think a lot of the bad news, political-wise, has already been priced into the markets.
You know, Adithep, this morning we have UBS coming in and weighing on the Thai stock market. In fact, they say that the tax ruling is a good thing for the market. Also, earnings growth might actually boost Thai stocks. They're looking at 18% gains for the SCT at the end of this year. How does that look to you?
Well, I think you have to put that into the context of what happened last year when stocks already rose 63.5%. This year, I think, given what's going on with the macro picture, yes, we're having an improvement in the economic outlook, but you still have this big overhang in terms of politics. And so, like you said a little earlier, I think the companies now will have to show that there's some earnings growth this year. And if they can do that, then I think this year we may see some gains.
Hey, Adithep, why don't you give me an end-of-year target then for the SCT Index? We're sitting at 721 and some change. How much do you think it'll gain this year?
Well, you know, as a house, I mean, Aberdeen, everywhere, we never forecast gains in the equity index, but what we do is forecast our own earnings growth in the portfolios. So I guess this year we're looking at approximately 7 to 8% growth in earnings in our portfolio compared to last year. And I can tell you that's quite conservative compared to what consensus expects.
Okay, well, you talked about these macro conditions, right? We have the political overhang, of course. How have you been making any adjustments to your Thai portfolio?
Well, you know, not much, actually. I mean, we were sort of the very steady bottom-up investor. We just go for the best companies we feel in each sector, the ones with the strongest balance sheets, good cash flow, and ones that are able to pay a steady dividend yield. I guess in response to the politics, we've not really changed our portfolios that much. What we did do was, back in the end of 2008, when the market had this big collapse, we did take the opportunities to pick up a couple of the names that are sort of on our watch list and that we've been looking out for. But otherwise, the portfolio has been very steady over the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, and you, like other investors in the Thai market, really seem to favor these financial shares, these banks and insurers. So let's start with the banking names and the lenders. For instance, you've been talking about Kaisakorn Bank for a while. In fact, since your last appearance in April of last year, it's up about 73%, 75% or something like that. You can see some similar gains for the other banking names as well. But why is the best proxy right now to the Thai market still the banking sector?
Well, obviously, I guess the banks are a proxy to economic recovery, and the Thai banks were never affected at all, really, by the subprime issues going on in the US and Western Europe. They're very strongly capitalized. Loan growth is now picking up. Fee income is very strong. So yes, I mean, they are a very, very good proxy to economic recovery, and financially, they're very strong. If I could just add, I guess we are overweight the domestic financial companies, including the insurance companies. The insurance companies we hold are also financially very strong, and the industry is really ripe for consolidation, given that this risk-based capital requirements are coming into play, and the stronger insurance companies are certainly going to benefit from that.
Yeah, I was just looking at those dividend yields there for the financial companies in Thailand, Adithep, and I have to say, yeah, okay, so they're still a little bit below regional average. I mean, couldn't they do a little better in terms of paying out for the investor?
Okay, I mean, in that aspect, we had recent dividend payout announcements by Siam Commercial Bank as well as Kasikorn Bank, and they both increased their payout quite significantly. So I guess that was good to see. Yes, they do have scope to increase their payout in future years, given that the balance sheet is extremely well capitalized. You're looking at 15% plus capital adequacy ratios.